Matt, board game review, thumbs. Alright folks, today we're going to talk about another mini game from the Settlers of Catan series, and this is Helpers of Catan. These are the helpers that you get. You start after you've set your second settlement on the board. Everyone gets one, and whenever they use their little special power, which I'll go through each one in a minute, you flip them over to their B side. Now you have one decision. Once you've used them for the first time, you can either exchange it for one of these other ones that will be in the deck, or you can keep it and use it a second time. Now when you use it a second time, you have to get rid of it, put it back on the board here, and switch it out for something else. So you'll always be with the helper of Catan, and these helpers do different things. Let's look at Vincent here. It says once on your turn you may discard a night card, played or unplayed, to either build a settlement for 1 lumber plus 1 brick, or upgrade a settlement to a city for 2 ore plus 1 grain. So it helps you build a little bit better when you discard it. So that's a neat little feature. Hilda, it's called Aims for the Poor. By the way, Vincent's was swords to plowshares. But she said, once on your turn, after the production rolled has been resolved, you may look at the hand of a resource card in an opponent who has more victory points than you, and take 1 resource card of your choice. You can take a resource card from someone as long as they have more victory points than you. And of course, that's only once per turn, or twice if you flip it over to the B side. And by the way, the B side is the exact same thing again, just showing that you've already used it once. You have Lynn, who banishes the robber once on your turn. Before or after resolving the production roll, you may move the robber to the desert. You receive 1 resource of that type produced in the land that the robber left. So if they were on brick, you would receive brick, and sheep, you'd receive sheep, and so on and so forth. Next one is Jean, special trade pricing. It says on your turn, choose 1 resource type. You may exchange that resource type with the supply at a 2-for-1 rate for as long as you like during this turn, for as often as you like. This is actually pretty good. So, you know, if there's a resource you really need, you can't do 4-to-1 in the bank, you get 2-to-1 for this turn. Now you have Nastier. Once on your turn, he has force trade. Once on your turn, you can demand 1 resource card, each from up to 2 players. The cards must be the same resource type. For each resource card you receive, give the respective player 1 resource card of your choice in return. So you can force them to trade to you once per turn. So if you really need wheat and this person's hogging the wheat, you can make them trade and you can give them whatever in return. Next up is William. Makeshift road building. It says once on your turn, when building a road, you may substitute 1 lumber or 1 brick for any other resource of your choice. So that's easier to build roads with William. Next up is Maryanne. She has resource compensation. If any production roll is not a 7 and you receive no resources for that turn, like the number rolled, you didn't get any, well, you can take 1 resource card of your choice before any other helper card is used. So that's really neat. Next up, you got Louise. He has move a road. Once per turn, you may remove 1 of your roads from the board as long as 1 or 2 ends is not connected to any other pieces. Ignore opponent's pieces when checking connections. And rebuild it for free, so you can actually move roads. That's very interesting. Next up is Sean. Protection from the 7. When a 7 is rolled, you may immediately use this advantage. If you have more than 7 resources, you do not lose any. Otherwise, take any 1 resource of your choice. So it protects you from the robber when you have more resources than 7. Sean helps you out there. Last up is Candamir, development card choice. It says once when building a development card, you may substitute 1 of the 3 resources with any other resource of your choice. Choose your development card from the top 3 cards in the deck, then reshuffle it. So that would be super helpful. If you need 1 extra resource, you can substitute for something else, and you get to look at the top 3 and pick the one you want. So that's a really powerful card as well. So final thoughts. What do I think about Helpers of Catan? Another mini game. Well, first off, I didn't really talk about much in the review, but those cards are really nice and durable. They're very hard. So they're good to be made. They won't bend easily or dent any. So they're good quality cards. They just punch out cardboard, but really firm cardboard. Other than that, the game was okay. You may just want to add it in with another expansion. It may help you out a little bit. Like I said, it doesn't add that much or that many changes, I guess. And that's the thing, there weren't enough checks and balances for me. All they're going to do is help you, either one way or the other. You can choose to save them again or discard it and get the next one. I understand all that, but it doesn't seem as much strategy with them. They're just there to just extra bonuses, which is okay. But out of all the mini games that we've played, this one would be the one that I played the least. And it's the one that we kind of didn't enjoy as much. Not to say it sucks. I mean, it's just that there's not many changes. Like with Frenemies, there's a good balance. With Oil Springs of Catan, there's a good balance. With this one, there doesn't seem to be a balance. It's just a bonus to help you out. So yeah, if you're playing with younger kids, yeah, they may love this. Maybe your friends will love this because they like that extra boost. If you love Catan, you want to mix things up, I'd rather get the other two mini games than this one. However, you can get this one as well. It's not that much. I think $7 is what I paid. But either way, if I had to rank all the mini games, it would be Frenemies first, Oil Springs of Catan right behind it, and then a nice step down would be the Helpers of Catan. All right, gamers, that's it for now. Till next time, game on.